Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. It is November 2nd. Super hard killing frost last night. Came down and looked at this morning. This whole field was just snow white. It looked like it snowed from all the white frost on the tips of the fescue, orchard grass, clover, bluegrass. Those are the three main ones. And I would say this is probably 75 to 85% fescue. But you know what? As bad as people don't like it, I'm convinced there's no other grass that'll make you more money in mid-Missouri in the wintertime than Stockpile fescue. So we just grazed this. 3 weeks ago, we are under the practice of we graze the top third of the plant and we leave. And we do that all year long. So I guess where I'm going with that is if I'd have taken more than 50% of this, which I could have easily done, all I had to do is put them in here at, 1 million pounds or 500,000 pounds per stocking, 500,000 pounds per acre stocking density, and just made them take it, and there's a problem with that. Is when you do that, you pretty much shot your toe off because you're not going to grow anything back. You don't have time, and you took it all. So I like to keep the cows moving, and if you've got your whole farm exposed to you, whether it's 5 acres or it's 5,000 acres, if you can keep your cows moving every single day, like we do, morning and night. Summertime, we may move them 4 times a day if we got the manpower and the moisture to make the grass grow back. But folks, this has had 1 inch of rain on it. Last week, it's been super cold, but the fescue is still actively growing. And the way you can tell that is look at the tips. See? There's no brown on them. They're still actively growing. And so I'm excited about this. Every inch of green blade that I can grow further into the winter. Another month, we're going to be in December and this stuff is still growing. So if I'd have taken it down and taken all of it off, I wouldn't have had any solar collector left. And, the plant wouldn't come back. It just wouldn't. And I wouldn't have caught any rain. All the rain would end up in that creek over there. So by leaving some behind, 2/3 of the plant, I have a lot of people, oh gosh, you can't do that. You just can't. You just can't do that because whatever. I've been doing it for 25 years, and the pundits are saying, oh, you go out of business doing that. You go out of business doing that. And I guess that's why our cow herd keeps growing every year, and so does our land base. It's crazy, and people see what you're doing. They want to be part of it. We just had somebody, and I'm not even going to tell you where it's at. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too far for us. But I do have some ideas about the place. It's over 1,000 acres. And they follow us on YouTube, and they're like, man, we'd really like to have you managing our farm. And so I've got some ideas, but folks pick up and pay notice, when you do things right. When it's right, and people that can grasp truth and good management practice, when they see it in front of their eyeballs, that's what it's about. And some people, you can show it to them in front of them, and they'll still walk off and like, no, that doesn't work. You're feeding grain, you're doing this, you're doing that. You've got a super standard set of genetics, or, that's why it's all working for you, whatever. There's a million different reasons, but here's the reason it's working, folks. Look at this. Look at all the green blades of grass. Folks, the sun's up. It's catching solar energy. It's catching solar energy. This has nothing to do with genetics. It has, animal genetics. It has all to do with grazing management. And if I didn't have my hands full, I'm gonna try and get that here at the bottom. So this is the stuff people curse right here. This brown stuff. Oh, you can't have that. You can't have that. Well, why not? Look at this. Solid earthworm castings. I mean, that's an earth casting castle. I mean, there's a fresh turd right there. Just made this morning. They're eating all, look at that. They're eating all this stuff. And what's the pH of an earthworm casting? 7. 7. What do you think's growing all this forage? It's got all this energy from the earthworm castings. No chemical fertilizers, nothing. It's just all natural. And the bank account gets fat. I told a group of Amish, they came, they didn't believe what we were doing. They were whispering in the background. There was a big group of them. Greg, he's feeding grain to these cattle. They can't be that fat on grass. I know he's feeding grain. I know he's feeding grain. And so I couldn't convince them otherwise. So I just told them, I said, well, if all you Amish would get together and put all your cattle together and rotate through your community as one large mob, you're going to have one issue, and that is your back's going to be so sore. Your back is going to be sore. You're going to have back issues, packing all the money to the bank. Yep, that's what I told them. And the young guys in the crowd, the young Amish, they were like, Greg, we need to hear more of that. And the old guys, they were pulling their hat down, and they were turning their back and kind of walking off. And the young guys, we need to hear more of that. I'm like, there's nobody more suited to do it than the Amish. They all live together. They all live together. Brothers, sisters, brother-in-laws, father-in-laws, in-laws, whatever, sister, brother. They all live together out there. Most Amish communities, and all their pastures look like putting greens. It's because they can't rotate. They don't have electric fence. But what if you had a farm and you had the whole Amish community put their cattle together, put 1,000 head together and just rotated them from one farm to the next? You wouldn't need electricity. And they would make so much money. Maybe they wouldn't have to work off the farm as much as they do. Because now, that's what's happening. They're all leaving the farm to work off the farm to make a living because they can't make it on the land. How did I get off on that tangent? I don't know, but I'm telling you, they could do it, but they'd have to get the bishops. The bishops are the ones that make the rules out there, and they would have to get the bishops to do just a test trial. Just try it. Just try it for one growing season. One growing season. And I bet you they would absolutely be blown away with what could happen out there. But I don't think I have any Amish following me on YouTube because they don't have internet. But I know I have a lot of English, and a lot of the English do business with the Amish. So maybe somebody will mention something about it to them. And, you got to plant a seed. You got to plant a seed, and whether it grows or not, it may not, but who knows? I know one thing. The Amish are not afraid of work. I love using the Amish when we get a big project or a building project. I love hiring the Amish because they are fast. They're very good carpenters. They got good morals. They're fun. They're fun people to be around because they enjoy working. And I enjoy working, so it's fun to work with other people that enjoy working. But back to this stockpile, folks. This is what your pastures can look like. We had a very dry August. I was just so depressed in August. I'm like, oh man, we're not going to grow any winter stockpile. Folks, this whole field was brown, but it was tall. I say tall. It was 6 to 7 inches because I'd only taken off the top third. If I'd have taken off, if I'd have just taken it to the ground, if I'd have done a total graze on it, taken everything off, and we got this inch of rain, I'm sorry. I wouldn't be out here making this video because there wouldn't be anything to show you. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough time in the fall when it starts getting cold to grow any stockpile if you take it down to the dirt. So it's up to you. You know, I'm just trying to teach, and I know there's a lot of people using other different grazing methods, and if it's working for you, knock it out of the park. Knock it out of the park and have fun. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it says if you're not having fun and you're not making any money what you're doing, just stop. Just stop. Go do something else. Because if it's not working and you're not having fun, why are you doing it for? You know? So, anyway, I've got a little project over here. I came down here to do, and I saw this beautiful green. I'm like, man, I gotta show people this. But I found an earth anchor over here of all things. I put in many, many years. This earth anchor was put in, gosh, 30 years ago. And I hit it the other day. Here, where's it at? Oh, I hit it with I had a mulcher in here. I mulched these trees where I could actually get through here with the cattle again. It had all grown together. There it is. And I didn't even know it till I got done. I hit it. This is an earth screw anchor. I'm like, man, that thing's in the ground 4 foot. There's no way I'm gonna be able to screw that back out, especially after I bent it. That mulcher was hitting it and chewing. Look at that. So I got my trusty saw. I got me a steel bit that'll cut metal, and I'm gonna cut that puppy off right there. Dig it down, get it below the ground, and I'm gonna cut it off. And I don't have to worry about hitting that thing. I mean, that's 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch steel. And you hit that with a brush hog, oh my gosh. It'd ruin your whole day. Folks, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good one. And remember, you wanna grow some winter stockpile that looks like that, it doesn't start at the end of the winter. You gotta start it in, you know, the springtime, by not overgrazing your whole farm. Because here's the deal, folks. Every day that you can let the cattle feed themselves in the wintertime and not have to unroll a bale of hay, you're putting money in your back pocket. Every day you don't have this, and you got to bring a bale out here and unroll it, or if you're just setting the bales out and feeding them in rings or whatever, it's costing you money. It's that plain and simple. So it's up to you. Do you want to make money, or do you want to be a servant to your cattle herd all winter and just bring hay to them all winter? Come to our grazing school. Come to our grazing school. Ian will be there. It's going to be in May. We'll be posting the dates here in January. And we've got some really exciting developments coming up. Not going to say anything about it right now. But Green Pastures Farm is taking on some new endeavors, and it's going to be awesome. So I'll be sharing that with you once we get that up and rolling. And you all have a great day, and may you have winter stockpile and all the moisture you need, and your cattle are fat, happy, and healthy. Take care.